Welcome to Tech and Trails. In this video I'm going to walk you through the Traildash 2 and what it can do for you and your Jeep. So this is the main screen of the Traildash 2 after it boots up. You see you get 9 different fields here which it can display information. And each of these fields are customizable. All you have to do is tap on one, and you can do select new PID, and you get an entire list of things you can choose from. I won't go through them all, verbally anyway, but I'll scroll through the list here so you can see what's available. Now, on some of them, such as ECT temperature, you can configure things like alert settings. And you can set points. So I have this set like 234. If it goes past that, it'll give me an audible and visual alert that the temperature has exceeded that point. As you can see, the background image is customizable. I have mine set for a little Landshark neon sign there to fit with the name of my Jeep. Up here at the top, you have a little notification header, so if you have notifications, you'll see them there. You can also have buttons here to adjust your colors and things like that. Down here we can access some of the settings and other functions of the device, right? So we have performance settings. This is where all your tunes are. So we have your stock tune, which gets backed up to the unit before you make any changes, right? So if you can go back to stock, wherever you need to. You have 93 and 91 octane performance tunes, a towing tune. I'm running the 87 octane tune. Then you also have mileage tune and a crawl tune. Now let me talk to you about that crawl tune for a minute, because this is one of the best features two features that I found. Right, so what this does is it lowers your throttle sensitivity. So when you're out wheeling and rock crawling specifically, like we do here in South Texas, it really deadens the response on your throttle, so you can get a lot finer input on your throttle control, so that you're not, really attacking those rocks and risking breaking things and things like that. Now I will say, on your tunes, when you switch from one tune to another, this takes a fairly long time. I mean, upwards of 3 to 5 minutes at least each time you change it. So it's not something that you can just go changing on the fly, right? It does take a bit of time, so just be aware of that if you ever want to do that. Okay, some of the other functions on here, you have a function here for records. This basically stores the max and values of some of the things that you've wanted it to track. I don't really use this very much at all. Then we also have a function on here. Sometimes the response isn't very fast, so just be aware of that. We have a data log here. I've never used this, so but theoretically, you can record data for a particular run, and then you can take this back to your computer, download that data, and then run some analysis against it if that's what you want to do. Performance testing. Again, this is if you want to do some performance tests, 0 to 60 quarter-mile horsepower. I've never done this. One thing I do quite frequently is use this diagnostics, right? So every time you get a check engine light, you can come here and read your trouble codes. And luckily, as of right now, I don't have any, but if I did, it would show you what they are there. You can click into each one and see not just the code, but what the code actually means, which is really nice, so you can know exactly what the problem is. And then once you fixed it, you can clear them. And mileage coach, not anything that I've really used. I've tried to. You can put in fuel prices and, track what your mileage has been, and it'll do, give you feedback as to what you can try to do to get better mileage. Now, Maintenance Manager, this is something I do use. This will keep track of your odometer, and the alert threshold is within 100 miles of when maintenance is due. It'll start giving you an alert in that notification bar that I showed you across the top. And this can track, a lot of different things, right? Changing your air filter, axle fluid. I won't read all of these, but I'll scroll through the list so you can see them all. I haven't set up everything, but you can see if there's a green box next to one I've checked or set up, it'll show there. And then if it is due for maintenance, that'll show red. And here you can access just settings of the Traildash 2, accessory settings, alert settings, sound direction. So if we tap on either the left or right side, we get to 2 other pages that are available. On this side, we have some of the settings that can be controlled. We can adjust tire size, axle ratio. Engine idle can be adjusted. This is really nice if you're winching. Now you can adjust the engine idle to be higher so that you can make sure you get the power you need for that winching. I have it set to run my fog lights as daytime running lights. This tire pressure is where you set the tire, the TPS system to alert. So since I run my tires a little bit lower than stock, you can set this so that that alert's not on all the time. Horn chirp is when you are using the keyless entry. When you arm it up, lock it up, it chirps the horn. Same with the lamp flash, it'll flash the lights when you do that. And then the lane change is the feature where if you just tap on the up or down on the turn signal, that'll do that quick 3 flashes for a lane change. Now, these things on the bottom are really interesting, and I'm not using them, but they are electronic switches. You can buy additional modules that wire in between the Traildash and your ODB2 port that can control 12-volt accessories. And then you'll have 4 of them that you can control right there. This page is what they call the Rubicon page. And this page, I don't know if it's actually available on non-Rubicon Jeeps or not when you install this, so that's something that you'll have to look into. But you see you get 4 gauges in the corners that are selectable just like on the other page, right? If you tap on it, you can select a new PID. Then you get your pitch and roll indicators. That's really nice when you're wheeling. And then you can calibrate that when you're on flat ground so that it doesn't register incorrectly. I've moved the Traildash to get a better view for filming, so that's why it looks a little off. And then you can completely disable the TPMS alert with this button. You can lock and unlock your axles or your hubs with these buttons, and then you can control your electronic sway bar disconnect with that button. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. If you like it, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe and hit that little bell and you'll know whenever I post a new video. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them. So thanks for watching Tech and Trails, and we'll see you next time.